Discord crashed. I have to jump back in. I already talked to him a little bit. Said hi.
And it's
Hello.
important that we respect our power differential and our relationship. Hey, Smeth, I was just talking about boundaries.
So how's it going, MrGirl?
It's going okay. How are you?
Good. Okay, you challenged anybody to point out any advice that you have ever given that's not good, that's been bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically what I'm here to talk about. In less words, you can say I'm being uncharitable, and being loose, but I think that your porn veganism, though not advice, is a really dumb form of activism, or I think that you're only hurting yourself, and it's not the best way to achieve your goals.
Okay, so let's talk about my porn veganism.
Yeah.
That is, I do not consume pornography that involves real people. So I read erotica, or I look at drawings, or I look at AI-generated porn, but no photos or videos of naked people involved in sex or anything like that. And the reason is, I think that technology is at the point where we no longer need to use real human flesh. And I'm calling it porn veganism the same way I want to use lab-grown meat. I want to eat lab-grown meat instead of farmed meat once that is widely available. This is the same thing. I think we're there. I think we have the lab-grown porn. We don't need to exploit real people anymore. And I'd say exploit because as I just told the story, that wasn't a porn movie, but I've been in porn. I've made porn of myself, and I've done sex work. And I just, I know that the money and the obligation puts you in a compromised mind state where I don't think you can fully consent to what's happening. I mean, like, I'm not saying I don't think porn should be illegal. I just think it's wrong to consume it.
Wrong to consume it. Okay, I just completely, I have a lot of issues with this.
Yeah.
A lot of different issues with it. All right, I just got you all set up.
Wait,
AI, so
you're breaking up a little bit.
Hello.
Hey.
AI porn isn't good enough yet.
Good enough for what?
To come.
It's got problems.
I think that it's going to be really, really hard for.
But I don't think that's true.
You don't think it's true?
I know it's not true. I mean.
You don't think? Okay, look. There are things that I'm interested in. Like, an example is I'm really a particular pose I like to see is like.
Okay.
Like, is this okay? Like,
let's. I get the idea. And
okay.
AI porn doesn't do it.
Okay, I won't say the pose.
Yeah.
But
let's keep it vague.
Okay. But just Googling, it's just a pose. A Googling for the pose is like, I cannot find it.
No. Don't talk about the pose. I get it.
I'm not
AI porn.
I'm just no. Wait, I'm saying
I don't want you to give instructions on how to find the pose. I want.
No, I'm saying you can't.
The pose.
I'm saying you can't.
You're saying that AI porn can't replicate this thing.
If it's hard to search for something, just on your own, that means that the corollary information that you need.
There's not enough. There's not enough training data.
Not even like existent, like the porn that exists isn't labeled such that we can make models accurately. And everybody's got niche interests. So I think for it to actually satisfy people, you'd have to have a model that has a massive amount of data that's able to make a new model for your niche.
Okay.
And then,
have you been in the Unstable Diffusion Discord?
I have not.
Okay. Well, let me tell you. Wait, what's it? Yeah, Unstable Diffusion. There's a niche forum for people to say, small chests are fine too. Female to male transformations, pubic hair, Princess Rosalina, 123 posts. Vampires, cat girls. Okay. And then there's the broader sections: furry, hardcore, softcore, BDSM, mature, horrors, synthetic horrors. Like there I'm not saying there's something for everyone yet, but I think we're pretty close. And what you should do is become part of the movement.
Okay.
Train a model to do what you want.
Okay. So you can be part of the training part. So what you're saying is the help that you're doing isn't by encouraging other people to look at the porn, but to be part of the growth of it and the technology.
The help that I'm doing by going vegan?
Yes.
I want to do a few things. Yeah, one is that. Another is I don't like how I feel after I look at porn.
Right. That's another thing I want to talk about. And I don't want to cut you off. You're a thoughtful guy. I know I don't want to cut off.
Oh, yeah?
I did cut you off, but just fucking bulldoze me.
No.
Okay. I think that your public display of your endorsement of porn veganism is a public display of, and public display, yeah, is a good term or phrase. Also, before I say that, I'm gonna say it's such a coincidence, or what a big coinky dink that you do this porn veganism thing, and now suddenly you're doing the sex hotline. I think that you're a little bit maybe your sexuality is coming out.
I'm too horny to do a normal show now.
Yeah. But I think that you're public. You're showing people how to feel shame about their sexual desire, because that feeling you're talking about is something I feel too, and I've been feeling it more and more. And I think it's fucking from you. I was at the mall earlier.
Looking at mannequins.
Yes, it's creepy, and it's like I'm surrounded by like horrible misogyny, and
you got me in one ear and you got Leah in the other ear.
Yeah. It's not just Leah.
You're a horrible little boy.
I've started to like hearing women telling me how much they hate men. But yeah, I think how do you reconcile the fact that you're teaching people to be ashamed?
I think that being vegan with animals, it's like I don't think anybody thinks that like some tribal dude with a spear should be ashamed. Like some uncontacted Amazonian tribe. Like no one's like, oh my God, they're so disgusting for eating animals. So the more resources you have, the more shameful or maybe immoral it is to eat animals.
So it is shameful.
I think that so it's like as we have alternatives to consuming porn, the more immoral it is to consume porn.
Sure. I completely agree.
Okay,
but...
so I'm not trying to. You're conflating teaching people or telling people. You're saying that I'm saying I'm ashamed and that that's making other people feel ashamed, right?
You're not saying it, but you are.
Yeah, yeah. You're saying I'm communicating it.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't know how to talk about my own bad feelings about looking at porn and how they've led me to stop doing it without communicating that to other people.
Fair enough. But I have an alternative that I was thinking earlier today when I was looking at mannequins in the mall, getting a fucking last minute Mother's Day present. I was thinking, I don't want to feel shitty looking at like this shit, like and looking at women around me. I don't want to feel shitty. I want them to set boundaries with me, and I don't want to be having to set boundaries for them in my own mind. Why can't we just empower women to set their own boundaries rather than just all men feel ashamed?
Because they're poor. Like without if there was no poverty, then looking at porn or sex work would not be unethical. The problem is that it's coerced by the threat of poverty and hunger and stuff.
100%, and empowering women would include that. But
wait, but you're conflated. You're talking about shame from looking at a mannequin.
Exact. That's what I was just about to say. I'm not. That's not even. It's just the objectification of women in general. Like it's more than even beyond porn.
Yeah, but I'm not saying I'm ashamed. I'm not ashamed of ogling women.
Well, I was feeling it today and it sucked. I hated it.
I know, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's wrong. Like you can mentally rape a woman on the street. That's fine. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm proud of that. But paying her to take her clothes off is different. But that you're conflating the act of consuming pornography and the act of having the need that fulfills. You're conflating those two.
Well, no, actually, what I meant when I said the boundaries was, like being in the mall and like seeing like teenage girls like dressed in short shorts and stuff, like the mannequins, and I'm like, I need you to like have boundaries with people. Like I don't want to be ogling you. I mean,
Why?
I like ogling women. No, I want to, but
you want to ogle the teenage girls.
Yeah, but I don't want them to let me do it. I don't want them to let me do it.
Why? They want you to do it.
Because I don't want women to de facto be the ogled.
Then ogle some teenage boys.
I think that but listening to lesbian radical feminists. Okay, so they're the worst advocates for men in the world.
Yeah.
But I think there is something to a difference in men and women where the solution to what you said immediately to me is obviously some girls should be ogling teenage boys. Women should be ogling teenage boys.
They do.
But they do?
Yeah.
They're just lying about it?
Yeah.
I think so. That's what I've been believing for quite a while.
What everybody's lying about. What other streamer, like who have you ever heard go on a stream and say, I want to ogle the teenage girls at the mall except me? Everyone's lying about it.
Well, I mean, I just said it.
I know. I'm saying other than you. Who have you heard say that?
Nobody, but yeah. But it's just in general. Okay, so in general, I think women massively, if you're right, which is what I want to believe, but women are telling me not to believe this. They're gaslighting me to think that they're just asexual. But women repress their androphilia or their attraction to men because if they express outwardly, just not even teenage boys, just men in general. Like a woman hears a man with a sexy, like uniquely sexy voice, and she's like, "Oh, what's wrong with your voice?" Like, "Oh my God." Like, I don't know what's wrong with you. And it's like, yeah, you're horny. And you're never going to admit it. Because if you admitted it, it would take away your power because you see your powers from your sexual objectification.
Women lose power when they're horny.
Yes.
Okay. Can we focus this conversation a bit? It feels like we're going all over the place. Is there like a singular path you want to go down here?
I don't know how good you are at focusing, but I'm not.
I'm very good at it. So if you give me...
Okay, I think that... Okay. That's pretty much exhausted. I fucking said shit.
What's the thesis that we're examining?
I have a lot of theses, actually. It's an issue.
I know. Let's pick one.
Okay. I got another one that I haven't brought up. And you can make me stick to it. Is that okay?
You need to say it.
Okay.
Try to stop saying things that aren't the thesis.
The use of the word porn in your porn veganism thing is harmful to... It just plays into radfem anti-man, anti-male sexuality bullshit, because porn in and of itself, I think, is not the thing you're talking about. You're talking about the vast majority of porn, which is...
No, I'm talking about all porn.
Even porn that you just make for fun and share with people, or like hentai is porn, but AI porn is porn.
Yeah, a porn vegan, like celery and elk meat are both food, but if you're a vegan, you only eat food not made with animals. Porn vegan, I only have vegan porn. It's still porn, but it's porn that is not made with humans.
I don't accept that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I can't see that you're wrong, but I don't accept that porn made with humans is inherently unethical.
I know. Okay, so...
And I say unethical and not immoral, like, because I think that there's probably ways it can be done that you can consistently not harm people. Like, I don't
agree. I think
I don't think you can pay people to do it. I don't think you can pay people to do it.
Well, that's what porn is. When someone says I was looking at porn, they're not talking about nudes from their girlfriend. That's not what porn is. I watch so much porn. Oh my God, how much porn do you watch? So much. Where do you watch it? I watch it on my phone when my girlfriend sends me nudes. What? That's not what watching porn. That's not porn.
I guess. Okay, the other word that you're using...
You fucking agree with everything I say.
No, I didn't. No, before I wasn't agreeing with you. I agreed with this one.
Anytime you think you disagree with me, it's a delusion, Smeth.
Maybe. Sometimes.
Every time.
Hate you. I'm going to try to disagree with you as much as possible.
I know you hate me.
Okay, the other word that you're using, veganism. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, so we can now. Okay, the through line should be what I said earlier. That I think women should be setting their own boundaries rather than men being ashamed. Okay, and the word veganism we use that on animals because we have to say set boundaries for animals.
Animals can't advocate for themselves.
Yes, but women can because they're not fucking retarded animals.
Well. Everyone under the threat of starvation or homelessness, everyone becomes a retarded animal.
That is true. But I think if we want to solve porn, we want to solve the exploitation of women. Men exploit women more when they are poor. Poor men rape and poor men do violent crime more.
They got less to lose,
Yeah, and poor women get raped more, and poor women get exploited more. So maybe
Yeah.
the issue, we shouldn't be like repressing our primal desires and interests. Maybe we should just fucking fix society so that we don't have to repress our desires and our like natural sexuality and shit and be ashamed.
Okay, so what you're saying is, since the thing that's coercive about porn is the threat of poverty, if we had like UBI or something that made it so no one has to ever worry about food or shelter, then porn could be ethical.
Yeah.
Okay, but we could.
Not only would it
Why
be
don't
ethical,
why don't people make porn for free?
I have.
Like, yeah, a lot of people. I mean, people do, but they don't. It's not. It's not socially accepted. Like Instagram is. I think Instagram is a porn site that
Yeah.
tricks people into making porn for free.
But it's tricking them.
But it's tricking them. No one can admit that that's what you're doing. Like you make porn, your friends jack off to it, and then advertisers sell ad space. You're literally making porn for free.
And you are getting exploited.
And you're getting exploited. Yeah.
Yes.
So if we were a more honest species, Instagram would allow nudity. Like there would just be porn. It would just be people would just post porn and share it with each other and like enjoy ogling each other's sexy bodies. But so like if we shift that, then that's like an even more desirable solution. Like you get what I'm saying? So like if you solve the money issue, then yeah, you could still pay people to get naked. But if you solve the puritanical, self-hating, anti-human, shit, then you wouldn't even have to pay people to make porn. Everybody would just be sharing nudes all the time.
The important thing for me for the solution, considering women, I want women to be the ones setting the boundary. I don't want to be doing it. I want them to do it, and whatever it takes for them to be able to do it, that should be the solution.
Okay, so you're saying there's something infantilizing and patriarchal about me saying I will not look at your OnlyFans because you don't know what's best for you?
Yes, but I mean not like a lot.
But that puts you as a man feeling like you're responsible for the boundaries of women.
Yes.
And then the rad femmes shame you, like Lav saying people should go to jail for visiting a sex worker, or you hiring a sex worker. That kind of thing that you're saying is there's like a through line of rad femmes telling you that when you allow women to harm themselves with your gaze or your dick or whatever, then you're liable for that harm.
Yeah, it's like the opposite. It's a violating thing that's like kind of this equivalent of being infantilized, where it's the opposite. It's like you're being adultized, you're being parentized.
Right, you just want to be a horny little boy, and you're being told that you're responsible for the well-being of the teenagers at the mall, and that you're harming them if you just like let yourself look at or feel whatever it is you feel.
Yes.
And you think I'm contributing to that?
I'm
taking on too much responsibility by going porn vegan.
I think that you do this a lot. This is not just the porn thing. You do this with a lot of things.
You think I do it with you?
I hadn't thought of that, but probably I could probably come up with a way. Maybe. I think that
I stopped you from talking about the pose.
Sure.
That's for you.
Thanks.
Right, but you think I'm doing the thing. You think I'm...
No, honestly, We didn't need to talk. I don't know. I kind of am glad I didn't. I don't know why, but
Why this? You can be grateful that I'm doing it, but also still think it's like the thing you're talking about.
well, no, because that's gonna make you look right, and I'm not trying to make you look right. Um, I've lost my fucking train of thought. What the fuck was I
Okay, you were
saying?
talking about being parentified,
Yes,
and you said that I do this a lot. I
to
parentify
yourself.
myself a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that
The Destiny report, there's a lot of examples you could be talking about. What do you mean? Or do we just want to agree that I do it a lot?
exploitation
Yeah.
is inherent to capitalism. That's just basic. But on top of that, for an artist in particular, it's impossible to grow without exploitation. So something I've been struggling with is you don't want to exploit anybody, but that in itself is an issue because there's no way. If you were Destiny, I would be a bigger streamer.
Yeah, my unwillingness to exploit people is hurting your career.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, I accepted it, but yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Why do you say you haven't?
No, maybe you haven't accepted it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't expect you to ever change that. So,
And yet here we are.
I mean, I'm complaining about it.
I see. If you could get me to just jack off to, if you can manipulate, I see what you're doing. You're going to manipulate me into thinking that I'm some delusional, self-harming savior, white knight. And if I can stop my narcissistic abuse of you and everyone around me and just jack off to some porn, then maybe I'll also interview Grace Thorpe and make her cry about her dad, and then we can both be rich.
Huh. No, Grace Thorpe doesn't get much from that exploitation. She's already being
Okay.
exploited.
Yeah.
It's
interesting. I haven't watched any of their content, but I feel like getting your daughter to pretend you're abusing her is you abusing her, but it's just in a different way.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with this really at all. I just know
Me
everybody's
neither.
talking about it.
Yeah.
What I've been struggling with just in general is I'm trying to both protect myself from exploitation, but also realizing that every step of the way, the only way to grow is to exploit myself or get somebody else to exploit me. So I'm trying to pick and choose. So where is the right place to be exploited? What is the right way to be exploited? There's no other way. I don't think there is another way.
Yeah.
What do you think is the right way to be exploited?
For me, I try to have boundaries around my role in the situation where I'm being exploited. So I'll call myself a pet, or I'll make myself look like a pedophile. Like, that's fine. Or I'll make myself look, creepy or like a rapist or whatever. But when someone else tries to do that to me, I usually will back out of the conversation. It's not, 'cause, like, unless I really, really trust them, but that hasn't really happened. So that's why, like, with the doll review, I'll make myself look abusive. Like, sure, yeah, if you think it's abusive, then maybe it is. But when someone else calls me abusive, and I feel like they're just trying to grow their channel by doing so, and they're not actually interested in a real conversation about me or anything I've said or made, or they don't actually care, then I'm like, I don't want, I fuck you. I don't want to participate in this.
I feel like then you're not actually getting exploited. I think the only time you did really grow was times when you actually got really exploited, like the cutest
Yeah,
review.
but I didn't really grow. It's not real. If my audience is just paying me to not say bad things about Destiny, they're not really my audience. It's just a job. I just became a PR person for Destiny for a year. Oh, it's the most honest guy? Look, it's Mr. Honesty, and he's not criticizing Destiny too much. You just become controlled opposition, but it's not
Yeah.
real.
Well, yeah, but obviously most of it was temporary and ethereal.
No, but I'm saying it's not real. It's not growth.
Well, I found you through Destiny. I started watching you through Destiny, so I do think you grew at least one fan.
Now you hate me.
I mean, only performatively.
No, I don't think so. I think that most growth, the thing I feel the most growth from is like music, probably. That feels like real growth.
Yeah.
All right, I should go to the next caller. You want to say a final thing?
No.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
I think people who want attention will keep upping the ante, though. I don't know what you're talking about. Until they capture your sense of novelty. Yeah, you have to make yourself novel. I think that women, for better but mostly for worse, are more easily exploitable. So when people talk about women growing faster and easier, and like as like a streamer, it's because they're easily exploitable. Men have to work very hard just to be exploited. They have to build a fucking pyramid, like from hard labor, just so that somebody can stomp on it. And yeah. I'm going to go back to working on my video, which is coming along well, at its pace that it's coming at. The Destiny report. It's good. It's hard labor to be exploited. Have a good night.